Yeah. Why do I say broad a lot? Am I stuck in 1955? No, I think what happened was when I was a little kid, um, I heard them like I think I don't know why. That's a funny question. I really can't pinpoint it. I've been using broad since I was like 10. My friends would say bitch, I would say broad. From Frank Sinatra, he said broad in some TV or movie. I don't know. I just remember Frank Sinatra said broad, and then I just said broad a lot. And then when I was a kid, I went in the dictionary. I think I was 12. I was fucking 12. When I was 12 years old, I lived in Hollywood. You know what the highlight of my weekend was? This is how much of a fucking nerd I was. I would go to the Hollywood Public Library, all the fucking bums. The bums back in those days in the 90s when I was a kid, it was nothing like it was now. That there was bums, but one bum over there, two bums. You would never see like tens of bums. I'd go, I used to skateboard. I rode a skateboard back in those days. I lived on Hollywood and Western. I would skateboard like a motherfucker about a mile to the Hollywood Library on Ivar, and I would go get books. I used to read a lot when I was 11, 12 years old. And when I went to the library, I went to a dictionary and I looked up broad, and then they gave me the wrong term. And I went to like this older guy and I said, "Hey, I said, what does broad mean? Like when you call a woman a broad?" And he goes, "Oh," he goes, "that's like an old saying." So he didn't really tell me what the fuck it meant. And then later on, as the internet came, I looked it up. And the reason why guys would call women broads is because, back in the days, women had broad hips. So they would call them broads because, like, that broad over there, like, it wasn't a term of endearment, but it wasn't like, it wasn't like how we call women bitches or how some other people call women bitches. It wasn't like that. It was like, oh, look at that broad over there. It's like how a woman call like her man an old man. That's how you get broad. I don't know. I've been using broad for fucking ever. A little bit of a history about me. Yeah. You got any broads over here? Got any broad hips? I love broad hips. But I also love the narrow hips too. Not too narrow. Not too narrow. Somebody, Life of Nate is asking Jashante, Ja apostrophe Shante. We